Hello friends, how you doing today? Welcome to my channel and thank you so much for joining me. This is Sherry and I'm doing something today I just wanted to share. I'm doing something today that I've been wanting to do for a while. It's something really simple, but just something I had in my mind as I was doing my other projects. I was like, I really want to do this and I'm going to do this as soon as I get done with this, right? Don't we all do that? A little list in our mind of things that we want to do. So this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to make some Rolodex cards. So I've cut up 4 pieces of cardstock scrapbook paper. Here is number 5. So all I'm doing, I have a little punch here, so I have it easy, but I'm going to show you, kind of show you how to do it without a punch. You know, a Rolodex slot punch or whatever that's called. But first of all, I just have a regular, I wanted to make regular, you know, standard Rolodex size. So that's this right here, this little card. So I just have one I'm using for a template. So I'm measuring in my normal way that I measure, using a template and just cutting. It really works out well, you know, pretty well with a 12 by 12. So I'm just putting this on here and cutting 3 strips. So because they're about, these Rolodex cards are pretty much 4 inches wide. So you get 3 nice little strips of your cardstock, or I guess you could make them from paper. It's just nice to make them from cardstock. I'm using some one-sided cardstock, and see, and there you go, 3 strips of 4 inches across. Okay, blank on the back. You could use double-sided if you want. I just wanted to use some of my one-sided. I have quite a bit of one-sided, and this is one that this is this is a paper pad that I bought for a project, and I did use it for the project. I made 3 comic book journals. I think it was 3. It could have been 4. I've sold a couple, and I think there's still a couple in my shop. But yeah, I used a lot of this paper in that project, and then I have left some left, quite a bit left here of comic book scrapbook paper. It's really pretty. It's very colorful, and so I wanted to use it for something. So I'm making Rolodex cards today, and this is probably going to be my TV craft for this week. I just want to, you know, I mean, I wouldn't mind if I used up this whole scrapbook paper, pad of scrapbook paper. So I'm just going to finish cutting this and show you. I'm just doing every one like this. As I was watching TV tonight, I cut out all the ones I just showed you over there. Or I kind of showed you. I didn't really show you, but I showed you I had 4 stacks. So, you know, for the little holes in the bottom, I use this punch I have from Heidi Swapp. They don't make it anymore, and when I got it, they didn't make it anymore either. But I really wanted one. really wanted one, because I wanted to make Rolodex cards. I just really think, you know, it's one of those things that we use in our junk journals, and I thought it would be really fun to make some out of things like this, out of cardstock, you know, out of patterns cardstock. I think it's just really fun to make kind of normal stuff out of pretty paper, right? So that's what I did. And what I did, how I got mine was I'm in several Facebook groups. Let me grab a tissue. Yeah, I'm in several Facebook groups. So after just a second, I'll continue my story in a second. After this step, I get my little, you know, my little rectangles out of, this is just 1 strip, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little rectangles. And this piece was extra. I have a bunch of these, so I'm going to save these and do something with these. These are going to be perfect to decorate something. I just know it. So I'm saving those. And then, so I matched my corner rounder up to my template. And my corner rounder is this one, and it has 3 different size corners. So this one right here is the smallest corner. So that is what, this smallest one is the same as the corners on this Rolodex card that I'm using as a template. So let me push this back over there, put this here. And so I'm just then, you know, going ahead around in my corners. And I did that too. All of these are stacks of, all this is one from one piece of scrapbook paper, you know, and so this is 2, 3, 4 pieces I used up already tonight in one night. So I'm sure by the end of this week I will have hopefully used up that whole paper pad. But super fun. I just have to remember to use the correct punch because I'm used to using this one over here. This is the one I use the most, and that's the largest one. And I've gone over there a couple times and I'm like, no, I'm using this one. So isn't it cute? Even as that, even as just a little card, you know, that is so cute. I just love them. So see, I gotta make sure I turn it to the right corner, rounder, the small one. Okay, so I haven't punched the other little punch in any of these. Yeah, so I got my punch by when I was in I'm still in a bunch of Facebook groups, and I put a little note in a few of the Facebook groups I'm in, and just said, hey, I'm looking for a Rolodex punch, and you know, does anyone have one? Let me know if anybody has one that wants to get rid of one, something like that. And somebody spoke up and commented and said, hey, I have one. I bought it and I never used it and I don't really want it. You can buy it from me. So I did. I bought it from her. She mailed it to me, and you know, that was a few years ago, and I love it. I still love it. I don't use it as much as I would like to, but you know, here I go. I'm using it right now. Finally getting around to something I really wanted to do. So I'm going to try to, like I said, this is my template. I'm going to try to get this exactly. I mean, that's why I got this, because I tried the kind of manual way of making Rolodex cards, and some people might be happy with the manual way, but I couldn't get it. I hate to say I'm a perfectionist and be like so perfectionistic, but in this regard, I need to empty my whole punch. But in this regard, I had to be perfect with it. I just wanted it to look like a regular, real, you know, mass-produced, whatever, professional, you know, machine-made Rolodex card. I didn't want them to look like a handmade Rolodex card. So I got the punch. I'm going to try to match this up to exactly my little punch here. Here's the two little holes. I think they're the same as this. I'm just going to put it. See, it has two. Actually, I don't even have to do that. I see now. I haven't used it in a while, and I got it out tonight. But I see as I'm slipping this in here, there's two lines right here. So all I have to do is put it in between those two lines, and it'll be good. So I'm just going to take this off now that I see that. I haven't used this in at least a year. Probably. I haven't made any Rolodex cards in at least a year. Probably more than a year. Okay, I got it on the right, kind of lined up with those lines. Exactly. So then you just punch down, and there you go. You have your perfect little, and so I'm sure if you really want one, you can find one. They're you know, it's like the whale tail punch. If you try to find one, they're just asking crazy prices, and I haven't looked for one of these, like I said, in a few years, so I don't know if the prices are crazier than when I bought mine. Mine didn't seem too crazy, but you know, I wouldn't have bought it. But yeah, I'll have to look it up and see what people are asking now. But you know, I guess crazy could be different for different people. So I guess it depends on how much you want one and how much you're willing to pay for one, right? And that's with anything in life, pretty much, right? So cute, right? I just love this little punch, and that's why I sought it out and I bought it. So yeah, I'm gonna be in the well, I want to make some of these for myself. I just love them to use them, and they're so pretty, aren't they? With the different scrapbook papers, and they're cardstock, so they're strong and sturdy. But I'm going to put some in my shop too once I get some done, you know, a bunch done. I'll put some in my shop. I just want to let you know that. Probably like a set of 12 or something like that, you know. So I just thought that would be fun. And I kind of wanted to do that from when I first got it a few years ago, and I never did it. I never made enough. I just made some for me, and I never made any for my shop. So I was thinking when I was, even at the beginning of this year, that's one of the things I had in mind that I wanted to do this year, something that I've been meaning to do for a while and just never got around to it. And I guess never just sat down and took time to do it. It's all a matter of priorities, right? You can do whatever you want to do. You just got to do it, right? You got to make time. You got to if it's a priority, you'll get it done, right? That's what my mom said. That's what your mom said, I'm sure. So yeah, I'm going to show you, and I'm sure a lot of you or most of you have seen it before, where you make these manually. But what you do, and I'm not going to do it because I don't want to ruin any of these little cards. I'm not going to actually do it. But what you do is, and I tried it, like I said. But what you do, you would have to line it up. Say, use a template. You take it. You take your hole punch. This is how I was. I don't know if there's another way of doing it. This is how I found a YouTube video that was showing you how to do it manually, and this is how they showed to do it. So you just take your hole punch and you punch a hole right in the middle of these two little, like they're like little squares or rectangles right here. So you punch, and then you take your scissors and cut up to the hole, and there you have your little like slots for your, made manually for your Rolodex cards. So that is a way to do it. And maybe I just couldn't get them to look good enough. Maybe, even the person on the video, hers looked decent. I just couldn't get it to look, I don't know, it just didn't look good enough to me. But, I'm a little picky sometimes about things. So, that's just me. And, if you can get it to look good and good enough for you, then, go for it, I would have if I could have got them to look good enough. I just didn't feel like I could. I tried and I just couldn't. I don't know. I just couldn't get them to look really good. So, and I was able to get this punch, which I was, of course, really surprised about. But there they all. See, they all line up real nice. They're all the same size, and they're all blank on the back. I wanted them blank on the back in case, like, when I put them in my shop, I'm going to just put them blank like this, so somebody can use this for a base for decorating, or they can use it for writing on the back and decorating. So I wanted to go ahead and use some of my, I'll do a few of these so you can see how these look. I just think they're fun, and I just think they're so fun. So I hope you all, if you want to try it manually, go ahead, or you can use my strategy and going on to your Facebook groups and see if anybody has one for sale, or look on eBay, or look around, just Google it and see if anybody has something similar these days. I haven't looked, like when I got this one, I didn't look anymore, maybe someone has something similar that I never, so I haven't been looking for one I haven't seen. I did that the other day. I've been meaning to look for I've been meaning to make a manual whale tail punch, because I know there's a really simple way, and I know how to do it. I just have not ever actually done it. Make a manual without the little punch, whale tail punch tab, whale tail tab, I should say, not a punch. It is a punch, but a tab. And so I've been meaning to do that, and meanwhile I keep looking online. I kept looking online, like, just in case, one turned up at a good price, or I keep my eyes out at thrift stores. I've never seen one at a thrift store. And I always say good things come to those who wait. But I found one at AliExpress that was called a whale tail punch. Now, it doesn't look exactly the same. There's something different about it, but I won't know until I get it. But I found it's a die. It's not a punch, it's a die. So I found a whale tail die, at AliExpress, so I ordered it and I'm waiting for it to get here. So when it gets here, I will show you. I will show it to you, and I will see what the difference is between the punch, which I have some punches from Maria that she sent me in Happy Mail because she found this punch at a thrift store. And one day, maybe I'll find one at a thrift store, an actual punch. But until that day, I'll have this die that didn't cost hardly anything really. And we'll see if it will make do, or, you know, I mean, it looks like I would be perfectly happy with it, you know, as a die. And I actually, well, I guess I can tell you, someone, you know how I say good things, I've said it a few times now. I said it in this video just now, good things come to those who wait. And, you know, someone gave me a Cricut, but it was an older Cricut that doesn't, it is an older Cricut that does not connect to the internet, right? So, and it was working when I first got it, but now it doesn't work, but it makes the motions but doesn't cut. So I think it just needs a new blade. But meanwhile, someone gave me a newer Cricut, if you can believe that. I couldn't even believe it myself, because you know, like I always say, I never would have bought one, but someone gave me one. And this person that gave it to me, I was like, they were, let's just say they were getting rid of it. And I was like, they kind of said they didn't want it. And I you know, someone said, well, Sherry does crafting. I bet Sherry would want that. We were in a group of people, and I was like, yeah, if you don't want it, I'd be willing to buy it from you. Oh, I didn't do the corners on these. Let's see, I did the corners on these too. But yeah, my friend said, oh, Sherry would like that if you don't want it. And I was like, yeah, I'd be willing to buy it from you. And they said, well, if you want it, just take it, because you know, there's nothing, we don't want it, we don't need it, we can't use it. And so I was like, okay. So I got myself a Cricut. Actually, my friend got it for me because she spoke up, because I was like, I don't know why I didn't say anything. I'm just not that type of person that's that outgoing that would even say, you know, oh, you know, I just wouldn't say that. And she did, thank goodness, because I didn't even think of saying anything, because I just thought, well, you know, there's no chance that they want to give it to me or sell it to me. But when she said something like then I spoke up and I said I would be willing to buy it. And then they, you know, I just said the story, but so I got myself a Cricut. I don't even know what Cricut model it is. I have it upstairs, hooked up to a computer. I just have not had time to, or maybe I haven't made it a priority to go and figure it out. But I will, of course. But anyway, I said all that to say that, you know, I ordered this die, which I would use with my Big Shot. And, but you know, since I know you can just cut out all sorts of things from patterns from the internet with Cricut, so I don't know how that works, but we'll see. We shall see what I come up with my Cricut. I hope it works. I don't even know if it works yet, but it was used, and there were some things in there from the previous owner that you know, where they were using it, but I don't know how used it is, or you know, I hope it still works. I haven't even turned it on yet. so I'm gonna have to take a day off from work just to learn my Cricut, I think. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. I just need, you know, I have no idea if it's going to take me, you know, 15 minutes to learn it, or you know, 8 hours or 2 hours. You know, sometimes it takes time to learn new things. I'm pretty good with electronics and computers, but you know, and I figured out this Cricut that my friend, actually my sister-in-law gave me, the one that doesn't, the older one that does not hook to the internet. So she just explained it to me, and you know, easy peasy. You put in the cartridges and push a few buttons, and there you go. You get to cut things. but electronic one, hopefully it's just as easy, and I mean the computerized one, hopefully it's just as easy, and of course if it's not easy I can learn it too. It would be worth, I'm sure it will be worth learning once I get around to it. So that's an exciting thing. So yeah, I like to, you know, have these things in my head, and I kind of just wait and see what good deals come along. Like I was given the Cricut, old Cricut, the newer Cricut, and the Big Shot, my Big Shot. Were all given to me. So you just never know. Or I've found, you know, lots of things at thrift stores that I have shown you all. So very exciting. So I like to wait. I'd like to try to wait. I didn't wait for this though. Well, you couldn't buy a new one, so this is one thing I didn't wait for. But I kind of adopted that strategy. You know, I mean, you know, I've heard that through the years, but when it starts happening to you, you know, and you get blessed like that, it's like, you know, I really should just wait. You know, why do I have to go out and buy things? Just wait and see, you know, what happens. Just see what happens. So it's really, really quite a blessing when something like that happens. Okay, so look how pretty these are. Now this paper was kind of plain, but look how pretty. So yeah, I'm just kind of talking and doing this so we can see how these come out, and I can show you. This little punch, I'll show you the bottom. It has a little window. Let me see how full it's getting. See, a little window in the bottom. It doesn't come off as far as I can tell. I don't think it comes off, but it just pops open and you empty all your little, here's one that fell out. So that's how I knew it was getting full. One just fell out. So you just, I haven't kept those. I just dump them out, and it has a little hinge here. So you just put it back together and keep on punching. So I want to just show you how these look when they're done. So we'll finish this. We'll just keep on chatting here for a minute, and I'll show you how these come out. Maybe you're crafting with me today, but I hope everyone had a nice Easter. I did. We celebrated on Saturday with my family. My boys came over, and my granddaughter, and she's learning to walk now, and she's walking, so she's so cute, toddling, kind of like balancing and you know, walking, and every time she walks, you know, she still crawls too, so every time she stands up and walks, I'm just like, you know, everybody else is like, whatever, they just go about their business. I'm like, she's walking. So amazing. But yeah, it's funny. But yeah, we had a good time. We had some dinner, played some games, and then it was time for everybody to go home. So it was fun. And then on Easter Sunday, we went to church. Me and my husband and my one son and his girlfriend went to our church. And then my other son and his wife had to work on Easter. And so they go to a church where they meet in I don't know. I think their church meets on Sunday, but he didn't go on Sunday. They go to small groups and things like that a lot in their church. And so I don't know if they meet. I have to ask him, because he goes to a church in the city where he lives, and I don't know exactly how his church works. So, but it was good service, and they had a drama, you know, of the Jesus dying on the cross and the resurrection, and everything was very, very good. Very well done. So here they are, very pretty. This one is one that I made a mistake and did the bigger round corner rounder, so I can show you the difference. they look just as good like this, but this is the one that matches the template with the smaller. But this is what this cardstock looks like cut up. You know, it's just a random piece I took out of there. No matter what was on it, I just cut it up, you know, no matter what was on it, words, whatever. And so that's how it turned out. Each piece is different because there were words and stars and, you know, comic book type stuff on it. So that's that one. And then this one is another piece, and you can see how that one turned out. This one had a lot of stripes and little big circles and things on it, but I just think they came out all very cool, very pretty. And they all coordinate because they're from, that was my plan too, to take one paper pad at a time and see how many I want to do, and having them all coordinate because they're all from the same paper pad. I love this one. It's yellow with this kind of glittery red polka dot. Very pretty. This one has polka dots too. That's pretty. This one was all over polka dot pattern, and this one was all over polka dot pattern, and then this one had, you know, those two had the different swirls and stars and words and things on them. And this one was an all over star pattern, which we cut this up together, and I have two more strips here to cut up of that. So yeah, I'm going to be working on that this week. And so I showed you how I do them and how you can do them manually. And I'll show you my other papers here because I am going to definitely put some in my shop. I'm going to have way too many after this, but let me just show you this paper pad. So this is, these will make really pretty Rolodex cards, right? Blue, there's little tiny white polka dots and then light green stars on there, and there's two of each pattern. This one, I don't think it's, yeah, I don't have this one yet, so two of those. Yeah, they're both here. So see, this one has a superhero lady, looks like here. So I'll be cutting her up along into the Rolodex cards. And two of those. This one, really pretty. So I will show you when I get them all cut up, how they look. But this would make a great background, even though it's kind of plain. It'll make a great background for decorating. Here's the city with the spotlights. That'll be interesting to see how that one looks after it's cut up. Now these, I don't know what I'm going to do with these. These are the cut apart, so I might just cut them apart and I guess I could cut it up into Rolodex cards though. I'll have to decide. Looks like I've used one of these, so I just have one left. And I've used one of these, so I have one of those left. This one I have two still. That is a circles. It's not swirls even, it's all circles with the polka dot in the middle. Very pretty though. That'll look pretty cut up. This one I have two of. That'll be pretty cut up into Rolodex cards. And this one I have two of. The lightning I have one of, lightning bolts. That one I have two of. And wow, I still have two of a lot, don't I? This guy, I have two of those. Okay. So yeah, you get the picture. I have my work cut out for me this week during TV time. I can't wait to see what they all look like though. So anyway, that was fun. I have another project like this. What was it? Oh, I want to make some ruffles. So I might, I have a ruffler. I've had it for over a year now. Probably, no, I've had it about a year. I got it about, I don't know when I got it, March or April of last year. So I've had it probably about a year, yeah. And I might have gotten it in February. But anyway, I really like it, and I just haven't spent enough time making ruffles. So I want to make some ruffles too for myself and for my shop. And when I first got it, I just kind of experimented with ruffles and what I liked, you know, figuring out what I liked, what size and everything that I liked. And I discovered I kind of like, pretty much my favorite is like a 1-inch ruffle. It could be 3/4 inches, but I think the 1 inch is really a good standard size that goes in any journal and things like that. So I'm going to let you go before my camera cuts me off. I've been blabbing too long now. Hope you enjoyed and crafted along with me. Have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Happy crafting.